Hi, it's Janet and welcome to my channel. This is where you can be inspired, learn new techniques, and pick up some new tips and tricks. Get started by subscribing and clicking on the bell.
Well, hello everyone, it's Janet and welcome to my channel. I'm really excited to be here today as part of the group that is presenting a hop which is going to be showing off either embossing powder or embossing paste as a technique. The hop is sponsored by the Facebook group Handmade Happiness, and Jennifer Holder Schoolcraft is the person who runs it so well and coordinates these monthly hops. The technique that I'll be showing today is using embossing paste, and specifically I'm going to show how I create a ombre effect. Make sure you go check out everybody who's participating. The links will be in my video description, and you'll find that they are a combination of YouTube, Instagram, and blogs. So let's get started. To begin my card, I have a A2 sized white piece of cardstock, and I unfortunately am going to have to sacrifice some of this cute washi tape to secure this piece of cardstock down on my glass mat. I discovered I had run out of blue tape, so although I would say the nice thing about washi that I didn't realize is that you can kind of see through it. At least this I can, because it's a white background, and it helps me get that washi tape straight for the border. So hey, it's not all bad. Now this is the stencil I'm going to use. This is an alt to new stencil, and I'm just going to secure that on top of the initial tape that secured the cardstock. So whenever you're using embossing paste, it's super important to make sure everything is secure and doesn't move around on you. I find that it's challenging enough to get the paste to stay where it's supposed to stay and not go under the stencil. So it's really, really important to make sure it's secure. Now I'm using Ranger white embossing paste, and I'm going to mix it with two other Tim Holtz colors. This is Broken China. You'll notice the first thing I did was put some plain white down, and then my darkest color is going to be made with Mermaid Lagoon. So you'll see now I'm adding some of that Mermaid Lagoon up there and mixing in the paste to that. So it gets quite a bit darker. And I'm going to put that at the very bottom, and then I'm going to start working it in and up so that we get a fade effect from that dark blue to light blue to white. And it takes a little bit to maneuver that paste around. So I just keep working it a little bit until I like the result. And unfortunately, I did get a little bit of blue up there in the white. And that's something I would say if you're going to try this technique, make sure your paddle or your tool that you're using is clean if you're going to start working close to the white. It didn't matter in this case because I'm going to put something over that area, and it covered up that little splotch of blue anyway. But just keep that in mind. Well, this turned out really nice. I like that graduation of blue color. Now I'm going to be using a Lawn Fawn set. This one is called Simply Celebrate Winter, and it's got this kind of set of borders of all different kinds of things. There's houses, ornaments, snow people, trees, gingerbreads, and gifts. And I'm choosing to use the houses. It's kind of like street houses all in a row. I'm going to stamp this on alcohol ink friendly paper, and I'm going to stamp it with black Memento ink, which is alcohol ink friendly. As with all of the Lawn Fawn stamps, they really stamp well, and I really don't need to do it more than once. Next, I'm going to be coloring these houses up with various colors of pastels. So we've got kind of a light tan, an aqua, a violet, a very light brown, a green, and a pink. And then for the snow, I'm going to add just a little bit of gray, and the roofs are all going to be a single color of brown, all of them. And then I chose to use a red for a pop of color at the top of them where the smokestacks are for the chimneys. Super simple. These are such small images, there's really no need to worry too much about shading and all of that. The main thing here is I wanted a soft image that would not overpower my ombre background. So the next step is that I'm going to emboss the sentiment. This is part of this stamp set as well. It says Season's Greetings in black letters. And I chose to use the silver embossing powder on this because silver and blue go best together. On video here, the Season's Greetings in the silver doesn't show up all that boldly, but in person you can see it easily and it's a nice look. So off camera, I've cut the ombre background down and also cut mats in this pretty aqua shimmer cardstock and some silver metallic cardstock. And so I'm going to put these together one on top of the other. And I used double stitch dies for all of these mats so that they have a nice finish around the edges. That's one of my favorite things to do. So again, I'm playing off that silver and that aqua color to get a cool but very comfortable feeling winter scene. So I'm going to put this down. Everything is flat at this point. I'm going to keep this very simple. The little houses, however, I'm going to put up on foam tape, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach that. This is really a fun technique to do with the ombre coloration rather than just sticking with one color. And it's worth a little extra effort, I think, to get the colors to blend. But I really like that white to light blue to darker blue. It's very cool. Now, here are some snowflakes that I cut out, and I want them in the background. So I'm gluing these on, kind of placing them randomly so they look a little bit organic. And then I'm adding either blue gemstones to them or white pearls. So it's a mix of both, just to give this card yet a little bit additional glimmer. And I could potentially have done this a little different. I could have used Wink of Stella on the houses or something like that. But I think that would have interfered with reading the Season's Greetings and the silver even more. So the way that I decided to achieve just a little bit more class and shimmer in this card without it being overbearing was to use the jewels in the center of these snowflakes. And I really do like how that turned out. Now once it's complete, all I have to do is glue it to the front of my card. I have some plain aqua colored cardstock that really went nicely with this front, so it worked out really well. And that finishes my card. I hope you enjoyed this idea of using paste for your card backgrounds. And if you enjoyed this video, I hope you will give me a thumbs up and comment. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Well, that wraps it up for me today. Thank you for stopping by. Be sure to follow the links to the other HOP participants. And as for me, I'll be back soon with another video. Bye-bye, everyone.